lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're drive-in theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. We're back in the studio. It is August 17th, 2026. You're tuned into the Drive-In Speaker Box, the best film podcast that you've ever heard in your life. I am your host, Bo, the boom operator.
I am Slick Doggy the Grip.
And we've been here chatting on our pre-show over on Twitch. If you follow us on, if you don't know what this is, we live stream this thing. And then the audio version that you may or may downloaded wherever it is you download your podcast from that's just a raw recording. No edits, no AI. It's just raw, baby. And we interact with our homies on Twitch for the pre-show, and a big shout-out to one of our longtime Twitch viewers and our Discord mod from Chicago, Poochie Vince. It's his birthday today. So,
dang.
Yeah. So happy birthday over there. There's love in the air. So, but it's about movies, too. It's love for movies. It's love for film. It's love for the few things in this world that still bring us joy.
Is that still movies?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm trying to hope that it is.
That was something I thought about talking about, was just the lack of love and passion for films,
For
because
movies?
they've removed that from all the theatrical releases.
All the joy
that they
and
give us.
whimsy.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, speaking of joy and whimsy, I mean, I saw a movie in theaters this week that I'm going to be talking about in the second half hour of the show. I went and saw End of Oak Street. Definitely full of whimsy. And the my theater was full of fucking douchebags, at least right next to me. This dude was so drunk. And I mean, I was drunk, you know. I was drinking Hennessy. Because I was also trying to deal with this guy. And I had gone to Chili's beforehand and had the $6 shark attacks and a triple dipper.
drunk in Chili's.
I mean, have you met me? I'll go and get drunk at Chili's for the bit, dude. I don't do it.
I'm not saying
I don't
that
do it
it's-
because I like it. I do it for the bit.
I'm not saying that it doesn't sound like fun. It's just one of those things of like, how'd this dude get so wasted? Oh, he was at Applebee's, dude. Or like, yeah,
Chili's with the triple dipper. And do
Yeah.
you know, speaking of Chili's, there's a menu hack that our server was just like, hey, you guys look like some fat pieces of shit. Let me put you on to this menu hack. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you like dessert? And I'm like, yeah, I like dessert. And he's like, well, check this shit out, brother. He goes, we've got the cookie, the new and improved cookie skillet, and the molten chocolate cake, but you ever heard of the Mookie? And I'm like, that sounds really gross. And he's like, well, we take that chocolate skillet cookie and we put the molten cake up on top, and then put the ice cream on top of the molten, and then we put the magic shell on top of all that shit and bring it to your table so you can just die. And I said, bring me one. And it was because I was already like 3 shark attacks in, and I'm like, yes, sir, let's go. And then I went and watched a movie about dinosaurs and Anne Hathaway. But anyway, I'll talk about that movie later in the show. And what did you catch?
Man, I watched the new Netflix movie called Don't Say Good Luck, because I was going to go watch The End of Oak Street. And man, that's never happened before, because the show started a little early. I was too tired. And the desire wasn't there.
Well, and the heat makes it hard to want to leave the house.
Oh, 100%. Well, and that's what I was saying. Like the passion and the desire to want to watch a movie like that. I'm like, oh, do I really want to go watch Anne Hathaway, girl boss at some dinosaurs?
I don't know,
with
like
inexplicable.
I feel like maybe it's just because I'm getting older and she's getting older and she's staying like just totally hot and badass, and I'm just like, man.
That man,
I don't know. Anne Hathaway with a shotgun shooting a raptor in the face was just doing it for me. Maybe it was the shark attacks
chilies,
and the chilies and the Hennessy,
Yeah.
but I was like, something
Man.
inside of me
I
activated.
like dinosaur movies, but there's just sometimes, or I like dinosaurs, but all these dinosaur movies, man, maybe it's the I just can't do it. Like that Adam Driver movie where like, what if dinosaurs were inherently evil, and then space future people came to shoot them in the mouth? And
What'd you think about that? I mean, what'd you think was going to happen
yeah,
in
but
that movie?
and
These
then, like,
dinosaurs
this-
had feathers, though, which you don't see a lot.
is not accurate to the dinosaurs that they show in the trailer.
Well, most of the dinosaurs in the movie had feathers, and I was like, "Well, look at that! Look at that!" But
Yeah.
I'll talk more about it later. I don't want to spoil the review. It's
See,
coming
the-
at the 30-minute mark, so just get ready.
No, man, if
Don't poo-poo until you hear my review, brother.
yeah, but see, I'm just saying the things because in the trailer I'm like, what dinosaur is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be an Allosaurus? Oh, and like, what is this raptor-like creature? Because it's like kind of like a Baryonyx, but kind of not. Like it's like weird, slender, and man.
This ain't the Odyssey we're talking about.
Yeah, but
This-
that's why I'm like, the dinosaurs, if they're traveling back in time, they can't do a Jurassic Park thing where they're like, oh, we pick and chose from all these
different
eras.
dino
They
DNA.
They can't have dinosaurs from thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of years apart or whatever, you know? I mean, so unless they picked why are there so many predators? Man, yeah, all right, I can't do it.
Well, I will have explanations to these things and more
Mm-hmm.
in about 28 minutes. So let's get into the news. Let's start with some unfortunately sad news. I'm sure that a lot of you guys have heard of the passing of the cheerleader, Save the Cheerleader, Save the World.
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, she passed away at age 36, man. And just this past year, she'd released a... And this is kind of what's weird. They don't know her cause of death yet, but she'd released a memoir that kind of dove into her past as a child star and dealing with addiction, and even some sexual abuse. That kind of like Corey Feldman and other child stars were like, yeah, some of these Hollywood executives are dirty ass perverts, and we need to put them on blast. And Vince over there on Twitch just said it was an overdose, but don't stop talking about the files. And when
I read the news, it said they weren't releasing the cause also. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, Hollywood can get fucked up, man. And we've talked about this before, like unchecked wealth and unchecked power. Like humans just by default are not engineered for that kind of stuff. It brings out the worst in people because you're like, oh, no one's going to tell me no, and I can just do whatever I want because I'm like super rich. Most humans are inherently evil. That's one of the things that I'll agree with from the Bible, like original sin. We come out into this world being like, fucking give me that apple. Let me just sin all over the place. We can't be trusted with untapped resources like this. That's why Bezos and Zuck and all those dudes are super criminals. We all know they're criminals. They're probably eating human flesh because they're bored. Like, that's what happens. They're building a rocket ship so it's not illegal because they're not beholden to planet Earth law when they can go up in there and like Elon's rocket ship so they can just like eat fetuses and be like, we're gonna live forever. Like that's the kind of crazy shit that if you had
like
$3 trillion, you'd be like, yeah, let's go eat fetus.
You're talking like Hackman and Christopher Reeves. Was,
Yes. This shit's insane, and when you see a passing of a young star like this, especially one that it was like recently telling all, it kind of makes you wonder a little bit. And sad day. So I also loved Heroes. My God, what a cool show. By the end of the season, it was kind of crap though.
I never got into Heroes at all. I never thought any of it was very interesting, but I did see when they showed that Michael Dorn was the president.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's pretty cool.
No, Heroes was cool. The first couple of seasons was just it had every bit of the like hook, line, and sinker that Lost the first 3 seasons had, where there's mystery, there's a lot of great characters. Great casting.
We'll see.
And then it fell apart by like season 5 or whatever.
Well, see, it's funny you said Lost because that was another thing that kept me away from Oak Street. Was as soon as I saw
J.J. Abrams?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to watch that.
Well, J.J. Abrams is not all that bad. He's done some pretty cool stuff. What was that one? The
The
other
original
street?
Cloverfield was pretty cool.
Well, 9021 Cloverfield Drive was actually, whatever that movie was called, was pretty good. With John Goodman.
Yeah.
I mean, he was great in that. I think I actually like that better than the Cloverfield movie.
What's funny about that is that it has Ewan McGregor's ex-wife, the lady that he cheated on someone with, right? She's in that movie, and now he's in this movie.
Whoa. Conspiracy? Maybe. Well, anyway, what else is in the news? There was not a whole lot that I was reading about. There was some stuff that well, you had some stuff.
Oh, I was just seeing there was a B'Elanna Torres, and you had a Jadzia Dax there. I was like, these are things, and a Gimli. These are all things relative to all of my interests.
Yeah, but the news, the news behind them aren't that great.
Well, here's some news. Netflix is making another Willy Wonka movie.
Why?
This
though?
time animated.
We don't need that.
We don't need that. Yeah, that's a big why.
I mean, it could be fun. Like, I mean, maybe the one with Johnny Depp should have been animated.
Oh man, the one with Johnny Depp was so creepy. Like I
because Willy Wonka is creepy.
Yeah, but not that creepy. He's not like Chomo creepy, you know, and it made it so weird. Like, yeah, I didn't like the Johnny Depp
because Johnny Depp
Wonka chocolate.
Johnny Depp made Wonka
Factory.
a little more creepy, but the original Wonka was like angry.
Yeah, he was supposed to be like a recluse weirdo, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's a total weirdo." I've heard these stories about him and stuff, but making him like a stunted child because Christopher Lee was mean to his teeth, like, yeah, I just couldn't get into that movie.
I think they just probably couldn't have gotten away with making him as angry as the original one because they'd be like, "Ooh, this is inappropriate for children."
One of them seemed way more. What's his name? The author. Why can't I? James and the Giant Peach. Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them seemed way more Roald Dahl than the other.
Well, because most Roald Dahl books, by today's quote-unquote standards, are not very child-appropriate. They're like, ooh, I don't know if we could adapt this because
sorry that your kids aren't allowed to grow up.
Exactly. And think adult thoughts.
Yeah. But so Netflix is putting this new Willy Wonka reboot cartoon into theaters November of 2027, and then it'll be on Netflix around Christmas of next year. Also, just weird animated things that no one needs. Disney said that they're 100% absolutely making Zootopia 3.
Well, yeah, because money. We know that.
Because money.
Because money.
There can't be any reason beyond that.
It's just money. They're like, well, you guys
Because
all
money.
wanted to see this. We'll figure out some spaghetti on the wall story to tie it together so where we can have more talking animals doing people things.
Yeah.
And then you'll go and see it. No, Pixar did tease Incredible 3 and Coco 2.
I saw that. Yeah, they released images from Pixar or from Incredibles 3. I didn't hear about Coco 2. How do you make a Coco 2? He can't have more dead grandmas.
Maybe he does. Or maybe his friend has a dead grandma. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah.
How many trips to the spirit world can the boy be making to
learn lessons and
his long lost guitar playing grandpa's soul or whatever? You can't make sequels to certain things.
You can't make sequels to beautifully constructed, like, encapsulated narratives. And when you do, it falls apart, and people are like, well, I don't understand why they didn't like it the same.
Yeah, and then it ruins the first one because then you know that it has a sequel. Coco doesn't need a friggin' sequel.
Coco arguably was perfect.
Coco's a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
It's one of those movies where you're like, don't look at me.
Yeah,
don't look at me.
I'm
dude.
not crying. You're crying.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. Vince over on Twitch popping in with some news here. He says, speaking of Netflix disclosed its second quarter 2026 shareholder letter that generative AI workflows were used in roughly 300 of its movies and TV shows.
And it shows.
And
it's apparent.
And it's only going to get worse, guys. It's only going to be more, even though it's super ironic that we're sitting here in the middle of the summer and like our local municipalities are being like, please conserve water. It's so hot. But then they're also like, pass legislation to let us build data centers that require more water than you're ever going to contemplate using to water your plants in a year. We'll use that in 15 minutes. And they're like, yeah, but get out of here with this generative AI crap. I'm so over generative AI crap.
There was something about AI I meant to talk to you about. I don't know if I sent you a thing on or not. And I'll have to remember what it was because I was like, AI, oh, how do I feel? And then I sent it to you. Hey, talking about Disney and their money, and because money.
Doomsday?
Doomsday adjacent. The casting for Mr. Sinister.
Oh, Adam Driver.
A lot of people have been wondering if it's going to be Mr. Sinister, or they knew it was going to be Sinister, but who was it going to be? It's going to be Adam Driver.
Well, and so Adam Driver, he's got the build. He's tall enough.
No.
I'm just saying he's tall enough. Mr. Sinister's a big dude.
Yeah, but what's Mr. Sinister's name? No, Nathaniel something.
Sinister.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Adam Driver is not Mr. Sinister.
That was where my follow-up was. He's big. He's got a big, intimidating stature, but I don't know if he can pull off. And he's a good actor.
He's a great actor.
I just don't know if Mr. Sinister's right for him.
No, I don't think that it is at all.
And I still think that the Mr. Sinister storyline is not going to be able to land well because they already fucked up the Apocalypse storyline in the movies. And to me, I don't think you can do Mr. Sinister. You have to do Sinister first, then set up Apocalypse because Savage Land.
Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse operate totally independently.
For sure, but one of them breeds context through Savage Land. You know? Because that's where Mr. Sinister hangs. And does all his weird experiments.
Well, he does do weird experiments. I think the Mr. Sinister in a movie isn't going to work because he's too complicated for the comic books. Because people that read comics, for ages, was like, well, what's his deal? Like, what are his powers? And they're like, genetic manipulation, which I guess is Apocalypse's power too,
among other things.
Yeah, but it's like. It's too complicated to really convey that on paper and through dozens of storylines and hundreds of comic books, and they're going to put that in a movie, and they're like, yeah, like he's like a scientist.
He's got like this crazy looking cape.
There's no way they're going to.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
It's not going to work. I don't see how it can work or how it's a good idea. He's just going to be a bad guy that you're not going to understand, or they're going to totally change him for the movie to make it work with that actor and that medium, and it's not going to work. And I don't think Mr. Sinister live action should be a thing, and I don't think it should be Adam Driver. I think Adam Driver's a great actor. I think that
it's not a good
you
fit.
Can absolutely put him into a character of some kind, but I don't think Mr. Sinister
should have been Tom Cruise.
Dude, I would believe Tom Cruise as Mr. Sinister, actually. And if Tom Cruise played a bad guy, you don't see him play bad guy. But I think if Tom Cruise played Mr. Sinister, it would actually be pretty sick.
Art Hogg on Twitch comes in with a comment. It says, move over Barbenheimer, here comes Doomsday.
Oh, geez. Are they coming out on the same day?
Avengers Doomsday, this is another one of these things. This casting, everybody's talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. I don't want to see it. I don't want to give it money just because of that fact. I'm like, why did they cast Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom?
Well, maybe the story is going to be because it has young X-Men as brought in through the new Spider-Man, old X-Men from the old movies, which are going to be there.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a multiverse thing, and they're like, oh, well, in this universe, Tony Stark is Dr. Doom or something. It's going to be dumb.
But you can't, because Tony Stark is not
Dr. Doom?
Dr. Doom. He's not Baron von Guggenheimen, who has that island.
Victor Von Doom?
Yeah, Victor von Gubenstein and Doomenheimer.
You know that Doom's origins in the original comics
are stupid.
He had, I'm going to use the word because I have to, because this is what they did in the 60s. Gypsy. He used gypsy magic and science combined, and that's where his powers came from, is because Reed Richards and him were doing experiments at college, and Reed's like, hey, you sure you want to do that? You might blow stuff up. And he's like, screw you. And then he used his gypsy magic. I'm hand quoting for all the audio listeners, because that's what they called it, and it blew up.
We already got the. You don't have to be so afraid.
Yeah,
gypsy. I'll say it 3 times for you.
Oh, dude, don't look in the mirror and do that.
See, now that was offensive.
Oh, come on, no, anything in a mirror 3 times. I'm backtracking so hard right now. Hey, anyhow, it's weird. I don't think it's gonna work. You got to have Victor Von Doom.
You got to have gypsy magic.
It can't be Tony Stark. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm so far removed from Marvel movies, I just don't even care.
There was an article that came out in one of my movie news feeds, and it was like, here are the 15 movies and shows to watch according to Disney to get you caught up to
I
Avengers.
saw that too. They're like,
And I'm like,
we've whittled it down to only the 15 most important, and it's like every episode of Agents of Shield.
no.
And you got to watch all. It just says all the Netflix, every episode of Agents of Shield.
No, I don't want. I don't want that many prerequisites to watch them. And also, I guarantee you, the plot is not that deep for you to go in and go, I don't understand what's going on.
Dude, 100%. It's going to be like a wrestling show where you can go into it and not know any of the characters and not give a crap. And the movie is going to, because it's lowest common denominator, whenever someone comes on screen, it's going to give you the music and the moment and the pause and be like, this is the guy you cheer for. And you're like, oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and this guy's the bad guy. Boom. Yeah, dude, 100%, because those movies are made...
For idiots.
Yeah, I was going to use a worse word, so I'm glad you said that one.
Nincompoops.
Yeah, dimwits. So, anyhow...
Simpletons.
There we go.
Yeah.
So it's totally going to spoon feed it to you. You probably don't need to watch that.
No.
But they're going to make you feel like
You have
need
to, so that
Yeah.
you can pay for Disney plus Hulu minus garbage, and then
Yeah.
buy to rent to borrow to lease these movies for until they decide to pull them off the streaming service.
Right. Well,
Ugh.
but if it's helpful at all to know, Disney did or is in the process of potentially losing some money here. The city of San Diego is suing Disney for $160,000 because they...
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. They plastered Avengers logos and banners all over some historic site in San Diego for Comic-Con. And they're like, you can't do this. Well, give us money. And it's only $160,000. And I'm sure that Disney will... They'll either fight it just to prove a point, or
I'm
they'll
sure
just...
they've tipped that much on an
Yeah.
event.
Or they'll
that
throw it at them. Yeah, they're like, what do you say we just call it $100,000? You shut the hell up. And
Like,
that's-
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Poppy. No, it's sad. You got any other news bits?
Yeah, man. My last bit here was something that's kind of a win and kind of neat to talk about. So in the UK, they were going to do some undersea project.
Whoa.
Some sort of infrastructure, piping, who knows what. But that meant that they were going to destroy... Thanks, not Ashley. They were going to destroy the sand dune area that is where Dobby was buried in the Harry Potter movies.
But like fictionally.
Yes.
Okay.
And so fans all rallied and called this company and sent in letters and like, you can't destroy Dobby's gravesite. Well, apparently it's like it's a place that people will go to see.
Yeah, like I get it. I'm on board. I'm on board.
So they've rerouted the project to a different area.
But it illustrates something that's inherently wrong with humanity.
Well, there's more to it.
Okay, and wait, there's more.
By moving it, it makes it where it's far closer and somewhat dangerously close to a marked Bronze Age historical site. So they may be
see, this is what
causing damage and
this is
destroying
what I'm
a
talking
Bronze
about.
Age site. So it's cool that they saved Dobby's grave because that's culturally relevant, important.
But it's
also
not real. And this is what I'm talking about is like the fandom and money can get something moved and detoured, whereas historical actual significance or maybe ecological impact, you're like, well, what about this? Data and facts. And they're like, yeah, data and facts don't pay the tourism bills here, so get fucked, Junior. We're gonna go pave over this gravesite. You go, they didn't move the bodies, and hopefully it's haunted for real.
I mean, it's cool that they can get a company to do that. It sucks that it's still going to, that there's no, it's like a no-win.
Yeah.
thing, but it is cool. I mean,
Yeah, no, so
honestly, I would fight to protect Dobby's gravesite 100%.
yeah.
I'm not going to lie
Star
about it.
Punch Telemaster on Twitch just said Harry Potter equals ZZZZ.
No, you're
and
wrong
that's
about that. You're
Absolutely
very wrong about
like,
that.
you know, J.K. Rowling can suck it. She's not a cool lady.
Dude,
but
her up and
she-
downs are crazy because she
Harry
pissed
Potter's
everyone
amazing.
on the Earth off, and then she came back. Everyone's like, you know what? Maybe she's kind of cool.
No.
And then she said something else, and everyone's like, come
No.
on, dude, what are you doing?
But the Harry Potter's great. It's just great. I'm sorry, it's great. It's fantastic. It's amazing story about friendship and magic, and yeah. So anybody that says otherwise just doesn't have a heart and doesn't know what magic and friendship is all about. So there you go. Poof. Wake up.
the Harry Potter movies are pretty good.
Yeah, the books are even better. They're fantastic.
Well, yeah, I mean, but there's not a sand dune put to film from the book.
That's true.
You know.
That's true.
Anyhow, yeah, I mean, plus Dobby, dude. Who
It's
doesn't
Dobby.
like Dobby? Dobby rules.
Dobby, yeah, he's a free elf. You know? Dude,
yeah.
so cool. Okay, well, let's talk about what's coming out in theaters this week because there's a lot. There is a lot of movies that are coming out in theaters this weekend, August 21st, 2026. One of them we actually got early released here. I was going to go see this last night, but I decided not to. I went and saw the End of Oak Street.
100%. I thought that was the one that you were gonna.
It was, but then the shark attack margs at Chili's will make you just want to watch dinosaurs instead. But the rivals
Screw
of
them bees.
yeah,
Dinosaurs.
the rivals of Amaziah King is in theaters nationwide now. It's Matthew McConaughey doing hey, we gonna save these bees, and just you got Kurt Russell in there being like, these are my goddamn bees. And
You see his interview with Jimmy Fallon where he talks about you hold the bee in your fingers and then they all come to protect the queen. And that's real. That's me on film. I didn't get stung once. Shook them off like waves of water. Did you see it?
no.
It's pretty good.
But he was actually in Arkansas in Little Rock this past weekend for the Arkansas Cinema Society's Filmland. So
Oh dang! Maybe he
Yeah.
got harassed by our boy Star Punch there. Did you paparazzi?
it's like, tell us about the bees, McConaughey.
the
Well,
Matty Mac.
shake 'em off.
Yeah.
I really like Arkansas. Felt it has a family connection I just discovered here. Yeah, he
Come on, Arcog. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah. All right. Well, Rivals of Amaziah King coming out in theaters this week. Also, there's a lot of indie films hitting the theaters this week. I want to see this one because, big foodie guy, big the industry. I'm a part of the industry, if you know what that is. The industry.
Porno.
Yeah. I wish. Is Tony, the biopic about Anthony Bourdain, starring Dominic Sessa, Antonio Banderas, Emilio Jones, Leah Woodall. Like, this movie has been getting a lot of great reviews. Anthony Bourdain was a very complicated person. He, I think, has risen to some sort of ultra celebrity status after his passing. I don't think a lot of people really know about his dark struggles with alcohol and his breakup with his ex, and it's he's, don't get me wrong, big Anthony Bourdain guy, but he was definitely a troubled dude. Curious to see how much of that relates to this biopic. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of it, but if you've ever read any of his books or watched Destination Unknown, his TV show.
Oh, No Reservations.
No Reservations, that's what it was. He was the champion for industry workers and this sort of showing what it is to be in the industry, like this sort of camaraderie and familial ties of people that work in food and hospitality, because it is a very unique place to make a career in. So, DJ Merle says on Twitch, Eric Reipert, one of Bourdain's close friends, especially towards the end, gave it a great review. So, that's cool, because anybody that knew about the end of Bourdain's life knew that end was pretty rocky.
Is it? I thought this movie was just about his early life, though. Is it
I don't know.
his whole career?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. We will see, because
everything in the trailer is just like
young Tony. But I am going to go see this movie, and I will tell you what I think. Also coming out this week, Insidious Out of Further, another Insidious movie. The trailers are popping up. It's creepy old people. So I'm sure it's going to check all the boxes for people wanting to like go out into the theater and get spooked on and have jump scare central. I've not really been a big fan of a lot of the Insidious movies. The first one was pretty good, and then afterwards I just kind of lost the plot. It's like, oh, demons. Okay. What else?
Weren't they supposed to stop making these?
Yes, they were. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So Insidious Out of Further coming out this week. Also coming out this week, a new Jason Statham movie, One Last Job. We got Mutiny. He's we got Jason Statham. We got on a boat, and he's got guns, and there's some guys doing bad stuff on the boat. And Jason Statham is going to have none of it. So he has the fly in the ointment once again with one last job. He's going to go shoot up the bad guys. The movie.
Yeah.
It's like Under Siege 2, maybe. It's giving a little... Is that the one where
that's the one on the train.
Oh, the train. So Under Siege is the boat one, where he's the ship's cook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
But what they don't know is that he was a Navy SEAL, and he's on punishment by having to be the chef on this ship. And
he's a fly in the ointment.
Yeah, that's where you screwed up, Gary Busey, not doing your research proper. Old crazy Tommy Lee Jones in your leather jacket and your bandana.
Tommy Lee
Jones in Under Siege is the best.
Just ridiculous.
Yep.
But Mutiny, you can watch Jason Statham doing Jason Statham things in theater this weekend.
I just realized that Under Siege, they're like, what if Texas was the bad guy?
Which is accurate.
Yeah.
Texas is the bad guy. Also coming out this weekend for your moms, Spa Weekend, written and directed by John Lucas and Scott Moore. It's about 3 wacky friends going on a spa weekend that descends into chaos when their train wreck friends join, leading into hilarious consequences. So a lot of like horny old ladies in robes doing that whole shtick. And then Anna Faris is there for whatever inexplicable reason.
She's one of those old ladies you're talking.
I know. Just these kind of movies. Like I don't like movies like The Hangover. I don't like movies like this. I don't like, what was that movie where it was like those grandmas trying to fuck that NFL guy? You know what I'm talking about?
It came out like last year.
It was like, no, probably like 2 years ago, knowing how time changes for us. But they're just like, we're 80 for Brady. Yeah, they're just, thank you, Star Punch, on Twitch. Yeah, 80 for Brady is like, we're hot grandmas, and we're going to get in there and touch on his big old man muscles, and nothing's going to stop us because we're old ladies, and you can't tell us what to do. And like, these movies are so stupid. I can't. You know,
Star Punch made a custom piece.
So bad. But Spa Weekend coming out in theaters this weekend. Also, there's so many more. Can you believe it? This is crazy. Like, finally, maybe there'll be something to give Spider-Man a run for its money. On the fantasy horror end of the spectrum in the indie world, It Ends, which you've probably seen the trailer. I think I remember seeing this trailer and thinking it reminded me of that Creepshow skit where they keep running over that dude. She keeps running over that guy.
I thought that movie already came out.
Did it come out?
Yeah, this is
the other one, The Infinite Highway.
Yeah.
Okay, because this one, yes, I remember seeing the trailer for this one, and the first thing that I said is, how do they not run out of gas? You know?
I mean, how is there an infinite highway, dude? Magic either way.
Right. So it's about some friends on a late night food run become trapped on an infinite highway with otherworldly terrors lurking behind. Confined in their Jeep Cherokee, they must decide whether to accept their fate or attempt escape. And early reviews of this are saying that it's kind of interesting. Full of up-and-comers that no one's ever seen or heard of before. But I love an interesting concept. I love something a little different. And, we'll see. We'll check it out. I'll see that one for sure. And then also coming out, this is something that I've seen a trailer and a poster for a long time, and we kind of made fun of this a long time ago. It's like got Andrew Garfield in it, Judi Dench, Claire Foy, and some other people, but it's called the Magic Faraway Tree. And I remember when this trailer first dropped, it seemed like a year ago the first time I saw this, and it looked like one of those movies that if it had come out in like 2009, it would have been like, yeah, check this out, people are gonna love this. It has that early mid 2000s poster and font, and it's like magical, mystical, Secret Garden-esque stuff with crazy costumes. And now looking at this kind of stuff, it just looks like a Hallmark bullshit. Like it looks lame because we've seen enough of these. But the Magic Faraway Tree. It's funny that we've got Andrew Garfield coming out in this movie, and then the trailers he's in right now is like him leading a peasant uprising and like slicing medieval dudes' faces off.
That movie looks kind of cool.
And he's like, "We're farmers!" And
That's based on like a true story or something too.
yeah, so yeah, the Magic Faraway Tree finally getting released in theaters. And that's all I'm going to talk about. There's a couple other limited release movies that like Hotspot. I don't think we're going to get this anywhere. It says it's coming in theaters, but I don't really think it's going to. It's like a future world, sentient AI, murder investigating kind of thing. It's going to be direct to streaming after a weekend, so whatever. But it looks interesting. But that's what's coming out. We've got a lot of choices for people to choose from this week at the box office. What do you? Any of those things look interesting to you, Jay?
Dog, you already know.
One last film.
Yeah, dude.
Gonna get the job.
I want to watch Jason Statham shoot people on a boat. That's what sounds fun out of that. I mean, not one other one of those sounds fun to me. You're
Really?
gonna watch Tony.
Oh yeah, I'm totally watching Tony.
I never liked Anthony Bourdain. I thought he was a New York dickhole, man.
He's totally a jerk.
Yeah.
That's not. There was no question about that.
Yeah, so I want to watch Jason Statham hurt people that
All right.
need to be hurt. Yeah, that sounds like
Well,
my jam.
Tune in next week for that guy. Well, let's get into the review portion of the show.
Watch there be some like unannounced super artsy release or some indie film or something, and I'm gonna watch that. Or
A Fathom.
yeah, the Wet Hot American Summer
Yeah,
anniversary.
I didn't get to see that, but I've got that movie's memorized. It's up here forever. I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that movie. That movie lives rent free forever in my head. Like I love.
That's why when I saw that, I'm like, you need to know.
I know. I wanted to go see. I wished I could have. It should have been on a different day. But Michael Showalter is just one of my favorite dudes. Like I don't know if you've ever seen one of my favorite rom-coms that I'm like, I'll watch this. Is a movie called The Baxter, and he's the lead character in that one, and of course he's the lead camper in Wet Hot American Summer. He's just such a goofy weenus, and
That's a great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, okay, yeah. I can't describe him better than
just
that.
a goofy weenus.
Yeah.
Love Michael Showalter. All right. Anyway, so let's talk movies, man. I saw End of Oak Street. I saw it. It's Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, in a neighborhood that's the Platt family. It takes place in a very ambiguous, I want to say, but somewhere between 1976 and 1982 from some of the music and the clothing and TV shows. Like Love Boat was on the TV, but there was some music. The kid had like a Walkman, and I'm like, okay, where are we here? So my best guess was between 1976 and 1982. They're in this neighborhood. It's got a lot of the standard tropes. Like this movie is like period piece, the trope where, you know, there's bicycle bullies and there's the neighborhood barbecue and then there's the stupid neighbor that nobody likes. And, you know, it sets it up where Anne Hathaway is like secretly kind of unhappy in her marriage. Ewan McGregor keeps disappearing all the time, saying he's like, having to work late. And I think that maybe Anne Hathaway suspects that maybe he's got something else going on and she's unhappy at work. But through the course of the film, you eventually realize that he got laid off from work and he's been delivering pizzas and just trying to. He didn't want to admit that he had gotten fired, right? So this family, they've got some problems. But that's not the worst of their problems. The worst of their problems are dinosaurs. So there's a big flash of light, kind of inexplicable, like burst of light one night, and then a big giant, or Triceratops poop. It's not Triceratops poop, but it reminds you of the Triceratops poop scene from Jurassic Park in their neighbor's yard. And he's like, I know you guys did this, you punk kids. And some lady's got like a plant growing in her. Yeah, they're like, where'd you get all this manure?
So,
I know you're already gonna. It's for comedy.
Here's my question.
Dinosaurs don't even poop though.
Here's my question about the whole movie to begin with. It's like, are they not thrown off by the fact that they have no electricity or water anymore?
That happens. And they're.
He's like, where'd this poop come from? Also, where'd my electricity go?
Well, so it happens in two flashes. Like the first is a very, very, very small flash. And there's some weirdness happening. There's not dinosaurs everywhere yet. This lady's got this prehistoric plant growing in her backyard. And they're like, well, this is a little weird. And then the next night there is a big flash, and which is explained later because there's these little bubble orbs. And then there's one that's huge that like takes over the whole neighborhood. And then, yes, they wake up and there's no running water. There's no electricity. There's, they're the end of the street like drops off and there's just like forest and mountains and a volcano in the back and all this kind of stuff. They're like, what the hell? And then dinosaurs are running around.
They put a volcano because...
No, I'm just making that up.
Okay. I was like, that would be... It has the pterodactyl over it too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, it's, land of the lost in the background.
Volcano's bubbling.
So, yeah, just like Dinosaur World. And these neighborhood people, they're just running around and watching everybody getting their faces bit off. And it's kind of hilarious for a minute. They're like running around and people are just getting chomped and dragged and flip-flopped around and arms getting bit off and angry neighbors getting their heads chopped off. And you're just like, hell yeah, this is really, really fun. And
I heard that it was a pretty violent and gory PG-13 movie.
Yeah, a lot of people got snapped up and I'm gonna say that it was fun. Nothing about this movie was smart or heady or thought provoking, but it was from the guy that did It Follows, which is actually a really good movie. And stylistically speaking, this movie it accomplished its goal in the sense that it did something very, very strange. It wasn't trying to explain how. It wasn't trying to give you all the math and science behind why they got teleported. Just like, this is some crazy shit that happened. What are these people going to do? And it kind of jumped into like a weird little time loop vortex at the end, which I don't want to spoil. But it just kind of teed it up and you're like, gave you enough information to where you were able to go, that's neat. You don't need, there's not like aliens or some government conspiracy. It's just like, boop, bubble anomaly and, time ripples. And now this family has to deal with it. And Anne Hathaway's great. She's just great. Ewan McGregor's just great. Their kids are a little obnoxious, but that's children. They're always going to be that way. And it was fun. There was nothing more to it than a family coming together and finding the magic of. It was like a dysfunctional family that through running away from prehistoric predators remembered why they were a family to start with, and it's the ties that bind. You know what I mean?
So which one of them was really good at chemistry in high school that helped them travel back to the future?
No, none of them.
Oh, okay.
No, there was actually there was a really funny scene, and I'm just going to spoil it because you see it coming. You know it. There's a part, this movie has the moments on screen where you're like, man, I really wish this would happen. And in most movies, it doesn't. And in this movie, it does. And you just you start laughing. And they find this one little anomaly bubble that's popping, whoop, whoop. They see the light in the trees, and they get up on the roof, and they're looking at it, and it's only opening and closing every so many seconds, right? And
They jump and miss.
they can see the house, the other part of the neighborhood, and they're like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And the one girl, she just goes for it and lands, and the boy, he's like, well, I'm going next, and he runs and just totally whiffs it, hits a tree, just like eats shit.
Gets
It's
snapped up by a dinosaur.
there are some really funny moments like that where you're just like, yep, because that would happen, maybe. But it was it had enough of those moments where there was some satisfying deaths. There was some things that would have been tropey that they're like, no, let's just do what you would imagine, what the audience is like in a Jurassic Park movie where the raptor goes on the table and you're like, there's no way that raptor would not smell that kid and bite her face off. And it's like, yeah, this raptor's going to smell this kid and bite its face off. And you're like, hell yeah. And in that respect, it was fun. Like, it felt like a J.J. Abrams movie that was like back when he was doing interesting stuff, even though all he did was produce it. This is one I think is going to do well on streaming. I wish it was doing better in the box office because this is just one of those movies that's just like popcorn fun.
I think if we had, so we talked about the trailer nostalgia and how trailers used to work. I think this would benefit from old style trailers where they just lay it out for you, like Dingleberry and Ding Dong are a married couple and their whole neighborhood,
Turned upside
traveled
down.
back in time. And now dinosaurs are snapping them up. What are they going to do?
What are the Platt family going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to learn the real meaning of family.
Yeah, instead of having vague trailers where it's just dinosaurs walking by windows and you're like, okay, so did they travel back or did the dinosaurs travel future? Is this like an alternate universe or like whatever? Instead of you sitting there and speculating and trying to make a story in your mind that you're like, well, I guess I would watch that maybe. What if they were like, this is what you're going to watch? And you'd be like, I would watch that.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I don't know, you figure it out.
What's the MacGuffin? The MacGuffin
Yeah.
wasn't a MacGuffin. It was the family ties the whole time. And another thing that I actually do appreciate about this movie is it took place in this like the 70s, 80s, and I think more action adventure fantasy movies. We didn't understand at the time the importance of not having the internet and cell phones did to narrative storytelling and imagination, right? So when you put characters like this from the 70s or 80s or even early 90s in these fantastical situations, it's a little harder because they can't just call mom, where's mom, or oh, bing, 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 or do something that we have come so accustomed to, or like, I don't know what this is. Let me look it up online. She like had to go to a library and like look for books, and like she couldn't figure it out because it's like, well, there's no book that tells me what this plant in the backyard is. Weird. So she doesn't get an answer. So she doesn't think anything about it, and it's just like foreshadowing that her neighbor's going to get eaten by a dinosaur. And she tried to figure it out, but didn't because the 70s and 80s. And I feel like in horror movies and fantasy movies and in sometimes science fiction movies, it gives you more of a sense of wonder. Like, can you imagine if Close Encounters of the Third Kind like happened in 2022? And they're like, boo, bee, boo, 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 shoot it down. And they're like, oh, satellites already picked this thing up like 600 light years away, and we've already shot it with a missile.
Yeah, or you're like, AI says to communicate with it with beeps and boops. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Roomba like goes up and goes.
Yeah.
"Drrrr." It's interfacing with. I've already got the alien communicator app. This alien's dumb, and yeah. You mean you have to use your hands? That's a baby's game.
Yeah. Designed for me a way to translate beeps and boops. Yeah.
Movie over. So yeah, I appreciated the setting. I like that they did not put this film in 2026 because it would have been a lot more stupid. And this movie wasn't supposed to be smart. So
It would have just been the kids screaming the whole time, Mom, my cell phone's not working.
yes, exactly. I can't get on Fortnite. Ugh!
Yeah. And they would just.
And there'd be no riding bikes. Like the kids would be inside the whole time. Like they wouldn't be out in the neighborhood playing and riding bikes.
And they 100% wouldn't be able to shoot the dinosaurs because they would.
Yeah.
they would feel like maybe that's not okay.
That's not okay. And the kid, he had like a bow and arrow because he was kind of into archery. And it's like, how many kids, riding on a bicycle in 2026 with a bow and arrow that's not
Launching
getting shot by the police?
Lawn darts at the dinosaurs. Yeah.
Anyway, End of Oak Street, you can check it out. It's in theaters right now. Have fun with it. There was a Simon. Art Hogg said the kids were playing Simon on Twitch. He just left that comment. And yes, there was a Simon on the one of the coffee tables in the living room. And I was like, hey, a Simon, look at that. So there you have it, folks. You can check it out.
Talking about beeps and boobs, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, so that was the movie that I didn't watch, but instead what I did watch was a movie, the new release on Netflix called Don't Say Good Luck. It's a movie produced by Adam Sandler and his wife, starring Adam Sandler's daughter. Go figure.
Of course.
But, and that makes it sound like it's just another Netflix poop slop thing. But actually, this is a damn good movie. It's something, it's about a girl. She is trying out for a school play. It's everything she wants to do. She's a big drama nerd. And she gets the lead in this play very unexpectedly. Because she's like a sophomore or something, and in the meantime, her mom has extremely aggressive cancer that has come back and is rapidly wearing on her. So she's having to go through these struggles in her personal life with her mom rapidly deteriorating in front of her. But also trying to maintain this play that her mom really wants her to do and that she was striving to do. Meanwhile, she's finding out that everyone else is finding out about her mom and the way that she's treated differently because of that and how it affects her life. It's really good. I watched it because John Lovitz was on the
shit.
Yeah,
John Lovitz.
He was on like the trailer and like the little preview, and I was like, John Lovitz. I was like, I read the description. I'm like, whatever. I'll watch this goofy Adam Sandler movie that's probably just poop. No, man, it's a really
Had some heart.
Yeah, dude. You know what? I cried 100%.
Dang.
It's a really good movie. Has very little John Lovitz in it, unfortunately.
Boo.
But it didn't need it. It's a very well-crafted, well-executed drama, a coming-of-age story done very well. It doesn't focus on cell phones. It focuses on humans and people, and everyone does their roles really well. And actually, Sunny Sandler turns out is a pretty good actress.
Well, I mean, she's been in movies.
Everyone I guess she can sing very well. Everyone in this movie kind of crushed it. Did really, really good. And it's absolutely something that I would suggest you watch. Know that it is incredibly sad. It's not like you're going to be watching Teen Wolf or something crazy. You see John Lovitz and Steve Buscemi, and the produced by Adam Sandler, and you're like, maybe. And these comedy actors, because it has the mom's played by the girl that played Rose from 2.5 Men. The dad is played by one of those dudes from New Girl. So you see all these comedy actors, and you're like, but it's probably going to be a pretty good, little fun movie with the Adam Sandler name attached. No, man, it's sad as can be, but it's a very, very good drama.
And it's on Netflix.
It's a Netflix movie. It's a new release. It just came out.
So did you start watching? Speaking of Netflix, have you watched the first half of Reacher season 4?
No, I haven't watched Reacher season 3 yet. I almost started the new season of Tires. That's the Shane Gillis automotive shop. But
I started Reacher season 4.
I need to watch Reacher 3.
Good.
Yeah, I don't like doing the episode thing, so I need to go back and watch Reacher.
Okay, well, season 3's out there. You can watch that.
I need to do that.
All right, well, let's give them the box office. Last segment of the show, going to give you the box office report from August 14th through 16th, 2026. Going to give you the top 10 movies in the United States with some worldwide numbers for those that are out there in the world. Jake, you wanna give it a go? Number 10.
Yeah, actually, I want to just mention number 12 real quick because the Your Name anniversary release, the 10th anniversary, brought in just over $1.5 million. So pretty good little deal for an anime to still be out there, and a movie that came out a while back and was a big talk when it first came out, but something a lot of people might not necessarily remember right now. So, yeah, good job for it. At number 10, Vishwanath and Sons brought in $1.6 million. It was only in 350 theaters, and it managed to go to the top 10. The movie above it was in 3,000 theaters, coming in at number 9, one night only. Its second week out.
Not making a lot of money there.
No, yeah, just under $10 million so far for it. Another $2 million. I mean, why... Everyone's like, okay, so it's Purge, but with banging.
We're doing it.
Yeah, you get to whip your privates out once a year.
Yeah, I mean, I already live that life, so like, why do I want to see a movie about
that's
it?
true. Yeah, hey, yeah, that's my culture. I don't want. Yeah, and then at number 8, Toy Story 5, in its 9th week out, brought Disney another $2.5 million. So it's at $475.6 million. 640 elsewhere in the world, so it's at $1.1 billion. I forgot that movie was even still out there.
Billions.
And then opening at number 7, The Brink of War.
That's that Reagan movie, right?
Yeah, another Angel Studios. I mean, these Angel Studios movies have really moved away from like their like hardcore, like faith-based stuff, right? And they're just like, here's a movie.
There you go.
Yeah, it brought in $2.7 million in its opening weekend, and then above it at number 6, opening at number 6. All of these are new movies.
Yeah.
6, The Musical Live.
But this is like, feel like 6, The Musical Live is trying to capitalize on like Hadestown and what's the other one that Hamilton. They just did Hamilton Live and Hadestown Live. I've seen 6 on Broadway. It's fine.
I was about to say you're the musical man.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in person, and it's fine. I saw it. I think I saw it on Broadway actually. And it's fine. I don't know why you need to go see it in the theater.
I don't even know what it is.
It's about 6 ladies griping about why the patriarchy's awful and why all men should kill themselves.
That's why I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It brought in $3 million. And then opening at number 5, Cat's Eye, Wild Hearts. That one brought in just under $4 million. Only in 750 theaters.
Yeah.
Whatever Cat's Eye, Wild Hearts happens to be as well.
They were, let's see, a celebration to the group's new era and the fans who made it possible.
Oh, K-pop.
K-pop, yes.
I see. Okay. And then at number 4, a movie that one of our friends in the chat said that he went to watch, Paw Patrol, the Dino movie. Brought in $20.25 million in its opening weekend. Another 48.5 elsewhere in the world.
I didn't know Paw Patrol was such a global phenomenon.
Dude, Paw Patrol's kind of a big deal, man. 68.7 million so far, and then making almost the same amount of money the other dinosaur movie. At number 3, The End of Oak Street brought in $21 million, with another 26, bringing it at 47. $21 million less than what Paw Patrol made.
Well, and this movie had like an $80 million budget too, and I think people are like, "What? Why don't people want to go see dinosaur movies anymore?" And it's like, well, because Jurassic World kind of fucked it up for us.
100%. There was a time where I'd be like, dinosaurs? I'm in, 100%, no questions. Not so much anymore. And then holding the number 2 spot, bringing in another $23.6 million. Grossing $505 million here in the U.S. in its 5th week. The Odyssey, which gained, it's obtained another $790 million elsewhere in the globe. So it's just under $1.3 billion.
That's insane. Our economy is crumbling, and yet we're just like, let's give a cumulative $3 billion to Spider-Man and the Odyssey.
Yeah, it turns out you really don't need to give a shit if you make a good movie, or if
you don't even have to make a good movie.
Yeah. And then holding the number 1 spot, Spider-Man Brand New Day, which you talked to us about last week.
Yes, I did.
3 weeks out so far, brought in another $70.7 million. Its national gross right now is at 786.5. International over 1.2 billion. So a combined total of $2 billion for Spider-Man in 3 weeks.
Just let that simmer for a minute, and this is why we're cooked, man.
Remember at the top of the show that I told you that it's hard to have passion and love for films, something
or humanity.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like watching a movie like Don't Say Good Luck, which is a well scripted, well executed drama that makes you feel feelings and you see characters and they live their lives and there's human elements to it, and it's like, this is a movie.
Yeah, lame. I want to see spider swinging.
Spider-Man's out there with $2 billion, and everyone's like, yeah, I mean, the whole movie falls apart if you think about it. Sure, Jean Grey murders people, and she doesn't care because she's like a crazy serial killer, but who really gives a crap? Spider-Man does, he goes, flick, 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 flick.
And he's
thwip,
funny and cute.
Thwip, thwip. Yeah, man. You know, it's like it has Zendaya in it, and she has that angry face that she just can't seem to get rid of. Dude, $2 billion, who gives a shit? Man, it's hard, you know? And when you're taking actors like Adam Driver, and you're like,
Maybe.
What if fuck your passion projects? You know, who gives a shit if you can act? We want you to be
Mr. Sinister
in the X-Men. Yeah, and it's just hard. It's hard.
Well, you know what's not hard? Having a great time with you guys. Thanks, everybody.
Definitely watch it. It's really good.
Everybody that was commenting in the chat. And if you were wondering who we're talking to and what we're referring to when we say these just non sequitur things out in the middle of the show, it's our chat. You can become a part of the live chat over on our YouTube stream or our Twitch. Just follow us wherever you feel like following us. All the links are available on our link tree, thedriveinspeakerbox.com. And you can download this audio version as podcast wherever it is you download podcasts. Just search for the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. And yeah, so we will see you guys next week with 2 new movie reviews.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully it won't be 100 degrees in the studio. So
We'll see.
take care, everybody.
Vince, it is hard to say goodbye, but we do have to go.
So hard to say goodbye.
I'll see you later.
To yesterday. Ooh.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.